We are back. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin. This is the section of the show we like to take a break from analyzing some games. And we've got two more games we're going to break down here in a moment on the Giants, Chargers, and the Colts, Texans. But now we want to take a couple of minutes and talk about proposition plays. And, you know, Steve, I think that one of the mistakes that a lot of gamblers make is they only look at proposition plays when the Super Bowl rolls around, and that's a big mistake. And you, as a former bookmaker, you know why a lot of guys ignore proposition plays.
Right. Well, guys don't want to keep their money up all year long, you know, and there's a difference between propositions necessarily and futures because, you know, futures you're betting all year long. Propositions come out on the day of the game, and the Super Bowl is famous for that. They have 50 different, what we used to call Mickey Mouse bets on the day of the Super Bowl. But future betting, you know, a lot of guys don't take advantage of it because they don't want to leave, you know, that money up, or they rather play it every week. And it's really a big disadvantage because there's a lot of opportunity with futures.
Right. And I look at futures, propositions. You know, they're all classified. When you go to a sports book, futures are under propositions. Right. But I look at futures like it's almost like investing in a CD that may pay off 6 months down the road. Now, I agree that futures at the beginning of the season are ridiculous to a large extent because you really don't have a feeling for how the season is going to play out. True, you get more advantageous odds, but the risk is much higher. But here we are at the season's midpoint. The odds are lower, but you're still playing with plus money future plays, meaning all these are great underdogs. So we've taken some of our favorite categories, and we've got our advice on where we would go. And the first one, league MVP. And there's four guys here that we've kind of isolated that we'd like to talk about. First up would be, let's talk about Drew Brees. Right. Saints undefeated. Nobody is getting more press right now than the Saints and Drew Brees. This is a guy for NFL MVP, plus 250. You've got Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, the forgotten duo almost, plus 300. And then there's that guy, Brett Favre, plus 500. I mean, these, to me, are the four guys. One of that quartet is going to be the NFL MVP.
Well, I really like Brett Favre. I mean, he's a guy, everybody watched him with the Jets last year do nothing. They thought that maybe he'd be okay this year. Nobody could have expected him to make the kind of impact that he's made. I think that is what an MVP is. It's funny that all the guys we're talking about are quarterbacks because at the end of the day, they're the ones that lead the team. They're the leaders, and they're the most obvious choice for MVP.
And here's the thing with the MVP vote. I don't think you have to be the winning quarterback of the Super Bowl team. You don't have to reach the Super Bowl. It's the press. It's the publicity you're going to get. And Brett Favre, by virtue of beating the Packers twice this season, by virtue of being on national TV so much, and by virtue of coming out of retirement, basically, and having such a great season when everyone doubted him, he is, without a doubt, to me, the leading candidate to be the MVP, unless he has a total collapse like when he did the last 5 weeks of last season because of injury.
And you're getting the most money for him at plus 5 to 1.
Exactly. So to me, that's where my money would be in terms of the MVP candidate.
Here's another thing. I think that when you're looking at this play, it doesn't matter if the team gets to the Super Bowl or not, but you want them to have a chance. And I think that Favre and the Vikings do have a chance.
Oh, absolutely. With one loss on the season, absolutely. Now, next category, odds to win the NFC. Now, the four teams that we've taken a look at here are the Vikings at plus 220, the Saints at plus $1.50, the Cowboys plus 800, the Eagles plus 700. Now, a lot with the Cowboys and Eagles
are going to depend on the game.
On today's game, absolutely. But you look at these other two, the Saints and the Vikings. You know, the Saints plus $1.50, the Vikings plus 220. Personally, I think, you know, between the Vikings, the Saints, and the Eagles, one of those three teams, and I think the Vikings or the Saints, maybe with the Saints, the inside track. But even if you say the Saints, and you look at their schedule, they really only have 3 tough games left.
And really just New England.
Yeah, really, that's truly it. They have such a favorable schedule, and you're still getting the favorite at plus money.
And the great thing about that is as you get closer to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl, what happens is Breeze and New Orleans is going to be big favorites.
Yes.
So you're going to have to wind up laying a bunch of wood, which means New Orleans could wind up winning the game, but you could lose your bet. When you've got them to win the NFC, you just need them to win the game. That's going to be a big advantage come the stretch with New Orleans.
And then in the AFC, much more competitive numbers. You've got the Broncos, who are just coming off their first loss after opening 6-0, plus 500. The Colts, relatively quiet start here, right? Plus 220. Ravens, they have gone down. They're now plus 700, although
I think that's a little bit of a value with the Ravens.
I do think so too, although a lot will determine what happens with their game with Cincinnati today.
Sometimes it's smart to bet a future right after a bad performance because we know we get value in the line then.
Exactly. You've got the Patriots quietly under the radar, but still plus 220, and the Steelers, the defending Super Bowl champions, plus 350.
I think that's the biggest value on the card right there. You give me the defending champions at plus 3.5 to 1. I'm taking that all day long.
I mean, my money here is on the Colts plus 220 and the Steelers plus 350 because I just don't really believe the Patriots have what it takes defensively. I don't believe the Broncos are for real. And ironically, of course, the Steelers and Broncos are playing tomorrow night. But I agree with you, I like the Colts and I love the Steelers, the defending champs at plus 350.
Colts were my dark horse 3 weeks ago. I mentioned it on the show. They were 3 to 1 at the time. At 220, I think it's a little bit of embarrassment to have them less than the Steelers. I think it's degrading to the Steelers. That's why I like the Steelers at plus 350.
Okay, quick commercial break, then we'll come back and talk about our Super Bowl futures and more.
Steve Budenback, CEO of the world's largest online sports handicapping community. I want to take a minute and talk to you about Las Vegas. Spent my entire life playing in Vegas, so take it from me. There's only one hotel that captures the true essence of Vegas, and that is the all-new Golden Nugget Hotel in world-famous downtown Las Vegas. You can get a taste of the high life for free because once a month, we're giving away on our website to one lucky winner a free VIP high roller getaway weekend at the Golden Nugget. That lucky winner gets a high roller suite, VIP limo service to and from the airport, VIP check-in, and VIP seating to the Gordy Brown Show, only at the Golden Nugget, and all for free. Here's the best part. Like I said, this contest is absolutely free to enter, no purchase necessary. Go to our website now, click on the VIP getaway link in the top right-hand corner, enter your email address, enter your info. You could be the next lucky winner. We're giving away a free high roller weekend once a month, so don't miss your chance to live large in Las Vegas, only at the Golden Nugget.